Hey, I'm Greg Smith from Remax Alliance, and today we're talking about, should I hire an assistant? This is a question that comes up all the time with realtors in our office. And so it really boils down to, number one, do you have the leverage you need? Number two, money comes into play. And number three, it comes down to systems. So first, talking about leverage. Are you actually truly maximizing your leverage or what you are doing during the day? So you step back and look and say, hey, how many transactions do I have going on? Am I doing activities that are actually not income producing activities? And it's one of those things you have to look back and say, do I have the maximum leverage to get those done? And a lot of times you don't need an assistant to do that. People in our office lean into our staff, can use a transaction coordinator, actually look at other areas of your life as far as maybe before you go out and hire an assistant, maybe you go out and hire a house cleaner. That's giving yourself leverage. Maybe you actually have groceries delivered. That's leverage. Maybe you actually don't wash your car yourself. That's leverage. There are opportunities you can look at in your life before you bring on a full-time assistant that you can increase your leverage. So that's one of the things I always sit down with our brokers and go over and say, hey, let's look at your life. Let's look at the different sections of your life. And then let's look and see, does it really make sense for you to hire a full-time assistant? Or can we as an office or other areas in your life, can you look at maximizing your leverage? Number two is money. We run these businesses. We run them as businesses. So are we truly maximizing our return? When you're doing your bookkeeping yourself, are you actually maximizing return, or are you going to get a better return by outsourcing that bookkeeping to somebody else? That's usually one of the first things I look at in our brokers. Stepping back and saying, hey, maybe you should hire a bookkeeper to keep your books, and that's something that isn't the best use of your time. Maybe it's actually looking at bringing in a showing assistant in the office that you can utilize. That actually is a way to bring in your money, that you're doing activities that are maximizing your revenue. But you have to kind of look and say, if I'm making as a real estate broker, let's say when you're doing real estate broker activities, showing property, writing offers, doing things that other people can't do, what are you making? Are you making $200, $250, $300 an hour? That's actually when you step back and say, maybe it makes sense for me to have an assistant if I have enough transaction count. If you're doing 12 transactions a year, I would even say 20 transactions a year, you probably don't need an assistant. But once you get above that, you're going to find that you're actually doing activities that you're not maximizing your revenue. You're doing $30 an hour activities when you should actually be doing $250, $300, $400 an hour activities, such as showing property, writing offers. The last one is, a lot of people say experience, but I'm actually going to say systems. Do you have the systems in place? Are you actually already efficient with your time? If you're reinventing the wheel every time you do something, every time you have a buyer, every time you have a seller, you're actually having to put together a buyer's packet, a seller's packet. You don't have set systems of when something goes under contract, what you're doing. You may actually find the efficiency by building systems first before hiring an assistant. And then I actually have to say is there's The E-Myth is a great book if you're actually looking at hiring an assistant. You actually want to build your company as if it's actually being sold or run by somebody else. I know this is tough, but that's actually, you build that system first, then you can bring an assistant into that, and they're going to be far more effective than if you bring in an assistant trying to thrive on chaos in your house. Should I hire an assistant is actually very different for different brokers and where they're at in their business. And it's really something you want to step back and look at those key areas of leverage. Are you doing the highest income activities? And do you have the systems in place? Because that's the first area you should address prior to having that assistant, then bring that assistant in. If you have any questions, you want to sit down and actually go over in detail because it is unique for everyone, I'm here to help. Greg Smith at Remax Alliance. Be happy to meet with you. Thank you. Bye.